Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Tom from Philippine Adventures. This morning I had some questions asked me yesterday about men that get married here and divorce in the Philippines. So I wrote down a few notes and things this morning, and I want to talk about that firsthand. Once you marry a Filipina here, you're married. And a lot of times what happens is people think that you can get divorced here, but right now you cannot get divorced here in the Philippines. You can apply for a separation papers from your local barangay, which is the local police department for your area, your province that you live in, or the barangay that you live in. Each area has its own captain, and you can apply for separation papers, but it does not give you free will to do whatever you want with, if you know what I mean. You cannot, male or female cannot go and just go have fun together just because you are separated from your wife. And you also have to be careful because that person or the husband or the wife can have either put in jail. Now, if you say a woman gets pregnant by a man or a man gets a woman pregnant, you can still be in bad trouble. You can still go to jail. So there's really there's a bill in Congress right now that they're actually going to they got it presented in Congress here in the Philippines for excuse the roosters for divorce. And what it basically says is just no guilt divorce. I don't know if it'll pass, but that's what's up there now to be passed. Now some people, some foreigners, some people actually go to Guam and get a divorce there. And you get a divorce out of country, but you just never marry here in the Philippines. You can go to wherever and get a divorce. You can go to Hong Kong and get a divorce here and divorce the lady, but that does not give you a divorce here in the Philippines. You just can never marry in the Philippines until they pass that. So the pros about it, you can be separated from that person. If that person is just a bad person and you're just not getting along, you can be separated from that person and give you some freedom, and you can do whatever. Some people, they just move to another area, they move to another town, they move to another city, and they just go on. They just don't get married, and male and female, because sometimes either or can get in a situation where you have some it's beating someone, or just they were great and fantastic the first few years, the last few years things are not going well. So you just have to, we all know how life is, and sometimes life changes the situation you're in. It's only two things that you and I know. It's either money or sex or communication. So a lot of times what happens is here you have to really be careful. If you do marry Filipina, you have to be, you better make sure that she's the one, because you're with her until. So, and honestly, the thing, a lot of people think that they can come here and everything is fine and they just get divorced, but it's not going to happen. I know of an American friend of mine who lived in Dumaguete, and him and his wife just couldn't just get along. They were there together for about 2 years and they just couldn't get along. So eventually he said, I'm tired of it, and left Dumaguete, and now he's up close here to where I live, and things are okay. He met another lady, but they're together. They're just not going to be married. You can try to get married, but it's not going to happen, because once you file the papers, it's in the system. It will not work. Now they do this because years ago, as you know, after World War II, they just passed bills, and so it's such a Christian-oriented area. I mean, there's so many denominations here, churches, that the Catholics, of course, were here first, and then all the other denominations followed thereafter, and they just don't believe in divorce, and it's not a bad thing. So it's how you handle the situation. So I just want to kind of go over that with you for a few minutes. Thank you for watching, and please hit subscribe.